Nothing like a good 12 o'clock rain session. Welcome. I don't even know why. Low-key, just being honest, I don't even know why I start videos off like that. I think it's just to help to take off like the awkward edginess, like the awkward. Yeah, the awkward. We're gonna call it the awkward. In the beginning of the video, because I don't know how to start these things, but I don't think I'm supposed to. It's okay. I'm human. I'm supposed to be human. This is this isn't something that I'm supposed to be like a robot to really like know and do and be like, hi guys, welcome to my video. Today we're gonna be talking about. Nah, I just, hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Hope life's straight. Hope you were able to get through everything that that you were able to get through. Today's Thursday. It's Thursday with the new COD Zombies map. I don't know if you play Black Ops 6, but if you do, and if you like zombies, there's a new content, so there's that for you. Definitely not sponsored, just I don't know, maybe something to help you be happy. So today, as of today, right now, like I woke up. I decided to wake up because my Mia, my fiance, she decided to get up and well, not decided. She had work. She had work, so she had to get up and get ready. And I decided to go ahead and get up and get ready, like along with her as well. It was around like 6:30, so I was up by around like 6:30ish, and I had my day going really by like 7. Taking care of the garden, and it's now 12 o'clock. I feel very refreshed. It's been a while since I have like decided to get up early to get creative juices things going, to get my day going, and still somewhat have like energy now. Mind you, I will go back on my word on that by around like 6 or 7. I've becoming like a grandpa recently when it comes to that, but I do have a bedtime at the age of 22. And I said that at 222. That's weird. But like, yeah, I do have a bedtime at the age, at my age, which is kind of funny. But I'm also realizing the importance of having a good, well-balanced bedtime, or good, well-balanced sleep schedule. Not having sleep makes me look like I'm, I guarantee you the way, like, no disrespect, but I guarantee you the way that Gordon Ramsay looks the way that he does is because of the lack of sleep, that he did not get growing in the culinary field. So but for me, it would be like stress and shit. Like I'd be looking like Snoop Dogg by the time I reach 30, because of lack of sleep and in the creative arts field. So like yeah, make sure you get your sleep. I'm learning that. I'm learning the importance of getting my sleep, and I'm learning the importance of being able to get up and continuously go and to continuously strive towards the goals that you have, my goals that I have, and continuously having your mindset focused on what you really admire and what you really want to do, and being able to grab it by the balls and like sorry, I just love that phrase. But like no, just like seriously seize it. You know what I mean? It is your crown, it is your kingdom, it is something that you're able to do. Your life in itself is very rare. Your life in itself is very out there, and I know that we speak about that all the time, but like, I like to emphasize on that because people like to tell you what you can and can't do, but at the same time, their existence was off of a fucking whim. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know how they exist. So, and their existence is in itself an improbability, such an improbability that like people have a higher chance of winning the fucking lottery than being born again. So what makes you think that the thing that you want to do, especially when someone else has already done it, is, you know what I mean, like not possible. I like to think in the story around like how God created us as humans, and like even Lucifer like conspired, even though that Lucifer conspired against him, it was that he did say that humans were a mistake, and even Mother Earth didn't want to give up the resources to create us as humans. But yeah, God was like, nah, I'm gonna create it, I'm gonna do it, you know what I mean, fuck it, I'm gonna literally throw paint at the wall, but more intentionally, obviously. But he had an idea, he had a vision, he had a goal, and he wasn't gonna let anything stop him. He was gonna create it. So what makes you think that, you know what I mean, that you can't do whatever you want to do? Pretty much, long story short. Off of that stupid heroic, don't let anybody tell you not what to do with your dreams and type life, I do have a couple of articles that I would love to read with you guys, and that's, obviously the things that I write, the Medium blog posts that I write, and I feel like what's the word? Yeah, if you don't have Medium, or I accidentally just cut myself off. I accidentally clicked my mouse bar. So sorry for that weird ass cut. But pretty much, if you don't have Medium, that's completely okay. I want to start learning how to do newsletters so you guys can be able to get to these faster. So whenever I do talk about them, it's a little bit more of when you do hear me speak, it's more of introspective, have a new idea and mindset, which creates more diversity in thought. And I feel like that's important. I don't know how, I know that's more I feel like that's really important. And that's something that I want to study up on and to understand, so I can be able to word it better, to be able to relate to you guys, so you guys can have a better way and chance of relating to me. But diversity in thought, that's the main principle of this entire channel, you know what I mean? Obviously diving into the lessons and random shit that my brain likes to throw out to you guys, which I'm so grateful for your time for, by the way. Because I like to listen to me speak about bullshit. It's also quite liberating, and because of the diversity of thought. So yeah, let's keep that going. I love that. I love just stupid things. I love things that make me think, and I love different perspective. I'm just one person. So yeah, anyways. So the article, starts around like this. I tend to find myself in situations recently where I'm full of ambition, but I also feel this constant weight of being tired. I feel like I read this. I'm sorry, I just died for a second. I feel like I read this before, but just a refresher, and that's okay, because I feel like I have different thoughts on this now, which is weird. But I woke up this morning feeling like any other morning, cleaned up, got my morning waters, stretched, meditated, journaled, etc. But even so, I find myself still yawning every 5 seconds. Most importantly, I'm experiencing those I'm too tired to do this type of thoughts. When those activities that I want to do correlates with my authenticity as a person. Maybe I should hold off on my creative work till later on in the day, but my days usually get out of hand. As a man, I have no control of outside forces or when I'm scheduled to work, but I can recognize the opportunities that I have when I've been given, to do the creative work that I aspire to do. But time is now, or in the mornings. It may be the fact that I always wake up between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. because I can never, stay asleep. It takes me at least, an hour to get back to sleep. With me having an alarm to wake up every morning at 9, I tend to not feel like I get much sleep at all. But as I'm writing this, seeing this challenge kind of motivates me in a way. Why would I let the feeling of me being tired affect my entire day when it only lasts for about an hour or two? Which is true. And I know what you're thinking. Just drink some coffee and you'll be fine. And what that is, yeah, I do that. What kind of psychopath doesn't drink coffee? I personally have to wait 2 hours after I wake up so that the coffee actually hits me. If I rush the coffee, I'm rushing my body to get up, which leads to my mind rushing all the time, which isn't fun, by the way, which leads to shitty creative work, which also isn't fun, by the way. Regardless on how I feel, regardless on how you even feel, we all have a job to do, either externally or internally. I love what I do, so no matter how hard it may get or how tired I may be, I'm still going to keep walking. I'm still going to stay creative. Plus, who knows, with the use of a little sleep deprivation, I may become more creative, which is honestly a tactic. I think something from with the creative. Okay, these are new aspiring thoughts. This is cool. Okay, so when I am, can we go back? Um, so with me, recently I've been taking in. I got into this book about the law of aspirations, and in the law of aspirations, or talking about the law of aspirations, pretty much it's like it's affirming what you want in life. 11:11, as I said that. It's affirming what you want in life, but it also it yeah, it affirms what it's affirming what you want in life, and while you continuously go throughout your day of doing it. So like the example is like going to sleep thinking about it, and then actually envisioning it, and whatever that is maybe for you, and then consistently every single day feeding, like pouring like water into that plant consciously. And one of the tactics that to get you to have a better muscle on your imagination is, which was from the book. I have to tailor to the book to give credit to it, but actually hold on, I think I can find the book right now. Give me 1 second. It's how to the power, I don't know if it's not, I think it's, yeah, it's called Power Awareness. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. It's some spiritual book. But pretty much like it tells, yeah, so pretty much what his idea is that start to recall your days backwards, like once you're in bed. And I've been practicing that. So like, for example, I'm in bed, and then I'm starting to think, okay, before I went in bed, I got up from doing push-ups that I was doing before I, when I was before that I was meditating, and then before that I had got up and then was brushing my teeth, and before I was brushing my teeth I was cleaning up around the room, and then before I was cleaning up around the room, so like you try to like think throughout your day, try to think about that. And honestly, I found that it helps me it helps me go to sleep. Yeah, it helps me go to sleep because it gets my mind to focus on something, ironically enough, as I'm trying to drift off to sleep, and it helps me kind of get into that state of sleeping. So once I noticed that, like, I'm like, oh shit, like, okay, I'm about to fall into like REM sleep, I'm about to like, I'm about to pass out, you know what I mean, I then start thinking about the very things that I want to do and have envisioned into my life. What is something that I want to grasp onto, and that I can genuinely feel the actual feeling of having that accomplished within my soul, like within myself. And I sit there and I just think about that moment, and I hold on to it, and I just visualize and touch and try to collect all type of senses throughout my imagination in that very moment while I fall asleep. And I just consistently do that, like going to sleep. And I'm, mind you, I'm just last night, two nights ago, so for 2 nights, I've been practicing that motion, and I still yet to understand what I'm doing, but it is helping me fall asleep. So that's a good thing. And so who knows? Maybe like, I don't know, dude. I just that's what I just learning right now to help me like figure shit out, like figure out like how I'm going to bed and stuff, and like most importantly, like still keeping my head straight and understanding what I value and when I go like have goals and excuse me. But yeah, what I value and have goals and want to strive for in life. So, okay, so I never once asked you once to be my savior, honestly. I create based on how I feel, and then if you feel like it or not, that's up to you, not to me. Broken down, I'm free to be whoever I want, whoever you want to be as well. I love this type of writing where I can be the voice in your head telling you it's all you it's like telling you it's all or nothing. Sorry. Telling you that you have to be a productive, or sorry, not a productive, but like you have to be productive or you're a lazy piece of shit. Telling you that you're the best to do it, to ever do it. Telling you that you have no choice but to wake up and eat shit and die. Being afraid of the truth, and you wonder why it's so hard for you to breathe sometimes. I've recently switched up the times I write so I can have a better writing flow. Patience is the main theme for today and the main theme for my life in general. Taking risks to find myself. I'm full of grit, full of revenge, and full of ambition. I no longer want to be ashamed nor afraid of my ambition. I know that deep down I can be an obsessive monster, but don't I need that, like, kind of in a way. I admire Kanye West because he is crazy. I don't care if he is a genius or not. I admire his crazy. Shit, maybe I want to be crazy too. Maybe I want to be delusional. Maybe I want to be insane to my peers. If me being sick in my head leads me to doing what I want to do, if me being crazy over my passions leads me to absolutely devouring it, and even the competition around it, so be it. Don't you think I'm tired of being a lame? Do you think I'm tired of losing? Of being unknown? Tired of stroking my own ego? I'm hungry and I'm tired of watching niggas. No, I'm tired of niggas watching niggas like their play, like watching them like their play. I just had a Thanksgiving feast, but I left with no filling. Even accepting my own cross, I'm still dying of thirst. Why am I like this? I don't know. But if I don't do something about it, I don't know what to do with myself. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Being content just doesn't feel right to me right now. I know I'm meant for more. If you think me saying that is prideful, then you have a low and shitty view for yourself. It's not true. Lift the veil and fix it. And I wrote that in a mindset, in a mind state that was very, I guess, like, it very explained, like, it kind of explains itself. I was feeling very like a lame, like I was just like kind of tired of it. I felt like down, but I wanted to do so much more and so much better and so much greater. I knew I know I could do better. I know I could strive for more. And also acknowledging the dangers of being too obsessive over your ambition. Obviously your passion isn't necessarily the reason to why you live. You live because it's an experience in itself. It's a supernatural experience, and you essentially chosen or chose, however you want to see it, depending on to you, of your existence. Now, it's super easy nowadays for us to get kind of, especially for people like me that are super ambitious and are super self-driven, it's very easy to get caught up in it, because we feel like, or at least I feel deep down inside, that me chasing after, me attaining these goals and dreams is not only a fulfillment within my own self and my own, like, to my own self, but also the gifts and the blessings that come along with it. I could also use it to help people around me. And with that, like, you can easily psych yourself out by making you think that what you're doing is not also the reason why you work so hard isn't because of you. You know what I mean? Like, most people say that, like, they worked so hard because they want their mama to, no longer work and stuff like that. Like, yes, that's a beautiful incentive, but deep down, the true reason is a selfish reason. It has to be. Like it's just, that's just okay. That's completely okay. It just has to be. Why would you want to go and do something with your life if it wasn't for you? Do you know what I mean? But it's beautiful that you would want to give back with your own gifts. That's beautiful. Don't let go of that. But on the way there, do not ignore the very people that you're trying to get these blessings for, because they won't be there by the time you get there. If you continue to do that, you know what I mean. That's one of the lessons that I had to learn this year. And with that, you kind of have to learn how to tame your own ambition. You kind of learn how to tame that fire that's inside of you. And for people, and at times that I feel like it's not really people, I think it's just certain times. And that because everybody can, the laziest person that you know can one day get up and just want to just take over the world. And I think it's just moments of feelings and times. It fluctuate just like motivation and inspiration. I think laziness and on feeling like you don't want to do anything or this and that is also on that same concept. Because I can wake up tomorrow and feel like I am like the man of the world, and then the next day I could wake up feeling like complete shit. And again, that's a human experience. That's completely okay. That's just what I'm here and I signed up for. So with that being said, where was I going with that? Like, with that being said, it also like explains, and it also kind of gives you, for the people that feel like that's where I was going at. So for the people that feel like they're too lazy to do the things that they're doing, it's just in the time that you feel lazy, and like that's not actually who you are and how you actually are and how you feel. Just like ambition. When you feel motivated, when you feel I almost said inspirated, like that's like that's a word, but like inspired, that's also in a moment in time as well. That's not actually who you are. So like it's a muscle. Everything is a muscle. Everything needs to be worked on. And also to like just like a very ambitious person, the person that's naturally born that's very ambitious and self-driven, they also have to learn how to get themselves going and pick themselves up whenever they don't feel like they have the energy to pursue it, and you know, be the usual go-getter that they are. Just like an ambition person has to learn how to relax and chill for a second and appreciate everything now and then, like the lazy person does. You know what I mean? We kind of need both aspects within yourself to achieve success within yourself, because that's what true success, right? It's fulfillment, balance within oneself. And so don't like, obviously, like you can still strive for what you want to do, like don't turn into a guru or anything like that, but like at the end of the day, understand that you need that balance to be able to get to where you want to get. And most importantly, even if you don't get to exactly where you want to get, you still have that fulfillment in your life. Like you still have that joy, that sense of peace, that sense of like, I guess I know I just said I didn't want to be content, but that's also because of my own selfish reasons of not wanting to feel content. Because if I feel content now, then I won't feel like I can, or not I can, but I won't feel like it, the fire to me to get the shit that I want to get done, and the fire to get my dreams accomplished, it won't be there if I feel content now. You know what I mean? So but it's okay to be content. It's 100% okay to be content. That's again, it's a human experience and something that everybody should have in their lives. There's things that I am content with. Like I may not be always content with my craft, but I could be content with like the video games that I play. Like I play the same For example, I bought Black Ops 6, and that's technically the same game for years ever since I was a kid. And I'm so content with buying that that game over and over again, even though I know exactly what I'm getting myself into, and even though I know that, like, you know, I would only be playing it for a certain amount of hours, like even a day, let alone a week. I'm very content with my video game life, with just just playing COD, or I've been playing like Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, like those games on repeat. I haven't really branched out like Helldivers like all year. You know what I mean? I haven't really gotten to anything quite honestly new, and I'm completely content and okay with that. Music is a perfect example for people. People can listen to the same album. People can listen to. I listen. Sometimes there's days where I just listen to the same song the entire day, and that's it. And that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? And I that's completely okay. That's just being content. And there, that's, you know, where you know, mindfulness kicks in, the power of mindfulness, and there you will find your balance, your peace. So you can actually have that energy and fuel and drive to actually, you know, be the ambitious freak that you are. So, yeah, I guess that's like that's just how I bleed. Yeah, I label that as the artist bleeds, and that's just how I bleed. And I think I've always had that type of idea to art ever since I was a kid. Honestly, I always had like that imagery of like me bleeding, like from like just like how like Christ is on the cross. I know it's like very morbid, and it's like, why do you have such comparison ideas to your art ever since you were young? But like that's just how I was, so be it. But like the more I got more in tune with my artistic style, with who I am, I did notice that like when I'm really deep, when I feel very deeply about my craft, I envision it as like this, like, I guess a sacrifice in a way. Like, I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know how to even be able to compare it to a sacrifice like that. But maybe that's just because like the vulnerability and everything that I'm taking on for it, it's, you know, for me to be able to bleed, and you know, bleeding is, you know, the art, you know what I mean? So I know it's a very dark way to, a very morbid or very edgy, I guess that's the word, yeah, very edgy way to explain how one feels about art, but that's just how it's always been. And it helps me understand, it helps me get into that creative flow whenever I see that imagery. Like, I low-key think that one day I would love to like get that tatted or something like that, like just someone like bleeding, but like it's not really blood, like, yeah, it's like showing like it's coming out of their body, but it's just a bunch of arts, or like it could be just a bunch of colors or something. You know, that'd be a cool ass like design, like for either, for like just art in general, a depiction of art, because that's just what it means to me. And that's, you know, where my ambition and finding balance lies in that. So, and then I also have this article, this blog that I wrote today. I don't think I ever gave it a name. Oh, I wrote it, yeah, because how it led up to it. I ended up, you know what I mean, I explains it. There's no point in spoiling it, but it's called "Want to Waste Some Time or Not? More Power to You." And there's a reason for that. So, there is something truly liberating to writing. It's not for everyone, but everyone serves their writer's itch in all different unique ways. It's honestly beautiful. For me, I get to sit here and let out whatever bullshit my mind can come up with. Ironically enough, though, doing this fuels me with the inspiration. Hopefully, I can do the same to you. Unlike everyone else on this app that comes here with the script for their script, I come on here with no plan, no idea. Throwing shit at the wall is my favorite form of a creative process. Here, for an example, I see that I like to talk about myself and that I'm more authentically narcissistic than I would like to admit. But I think that's okay because I'm aware, I acknowledge, and accept that part of myself. Banishing it, shunning it will do no good. If your shadow is a narcissist, so be it. Let it be. You do yourself no justice disowning yourself. That in itself is a beautiful lesson that I got to learn this year. I dedicated, or more so, it seemed like it was God's will to have me learn myself this year, I should say. Waking up on the first crying to any song that could lightly tap my emotional strings, I should have known that 2024 was going to be a huge awakening for me. Who am I waking up to? The world, honestly. Life is, has been kind of beautiful. Seriously. Take a moment, go outside, just take a serious, just seriously take a conscious effort to look around you and recognize the beauty and art around you. Other than gaining opportunities to build a stronger foundation with my lady, one of the other gifts I received this year was the eyes of an artist. Not like a musician, which I am, but more like a painter. So much in fact that I pushed and motivated myself to get back into drawing and figured out my own drawing style, my own art style. I love working on my craft. It brings me peace, something money can't buy. Just like your time, which like I said earlier in the video, I'm deeply grateful for. I try not to use too much of it because we only have so much of it. In a world of instant gratification, or you could quite simply just keep scrolling, maybe the idea of getting quick fixes could have had the right intent, but we ended up focusing much more and most of our time on the wrong things once we get that time. Maybe the idea behind the iPhone and us getting the things that we want quickly, it could have been a great incentive, but us as humans, we genuinely do not know how to handle freedom and it's so funny because technically the human race or whatever, according to God's will or whatever, the idea is humans is to have agency, and having agency is having freedom. Why do humans always though seek to take that away from people? What is us up this is completely off of script, but or off the article, the blog, but what is up with us as humans that are innately free, yet we're so confined down into our own thoughts, into our own minds? And most importantly, we always have this sense of needing to have control of not of other people, of not of our own thoughts, of not the external forces outside of us. You know what I mean? We embody freedom, essentially. Agency, let's say. And yet, we seek control. Why is that? Obviously, because it's safe, right? Because we know. But the human... I'm laughing because, it's so ironic. The human experience, though, is very spontaneity, very out of the blue, unexpected, just like how life is. It's you don't know. It's something that you don't control. You even living, you didn't really have any control of. It was someone else's will, quite literally. I know, at least from my experience, it was quite literally someone else's will, and now I created my own will for it, for my own life. And so I guess the question I will now forever ask myself, and questions that you should ask yourself the next time that you feel like you want to have control over something, is why do you feel like you need to have control over it when you yourself as an existence, as a pure form of who you are, is agency, is freedom, is a mystery, is not controlled. Like you're in it, like everything around. I can't think of the word, like freedom, I guess, like open, I guess, like just, you know what I'm saying, like you're all over the place. Your emotions are even all over the place. Like you're never one emotion all day. You ever seen someone happy all day? Like cheery, happy all day? I think that's not real. It's just not it's just not real. So like if we're always in a constant flux and always at random and always things and everything around us works best at this as what we perceive, mind you, because we only have a certain limit of consciousness, so like we could perceive our life as random, but really if we had different types of awareness and different types of intelligence, maybe we could see that like it wasn't random at all. In fact, point A, point B got to point C, point D, you know what I mean, and this is, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But we don't have that. We just have theories, and all of those theories are all over the place, but they center around one thing, and that's like the core essence, source. Some would say God, some would say it all runs back down to the questions that you ask yourself in your mind and how you feel inside, deep down inside, you know what I mean. And that goes for quite literally everybody, even a nihilist. And I've noticed that in any type of psychopath, any type of nihilist, they all ask the same kind of questions, even though they all ended up with different answers. And again, that's part of the human experience. That's something that we have no control over. Ironic, right? So anyways, I don't know, I didn't mean to get off on a rant on that, but like where was I? Yeah, not like a musician. I love working on my craft. Yeah, it brings me peace, something money can't buy. Just like your time. Yeah. I try not to use too much. Are you quite? Oh yeah, you could quite simply keep scrolling. You could even click off of this video just now. Or maybe, yeah, I already read that, so yeah, it's just like the idea of it, here we are. Think about it. You reading this is technically, depending on your perception or your perspective, a waste of time. You listen to me talk for about clocking in at 40 minutes now, depending on you, is a waste of time. To me, it isn't. This is healing for me. But to you, this might be just boring as hell. I don't know why you decided to stay. That was up to you, unless you were forced to. You still cashed in your time to this app, to this video, to that blog, on your device, in a world that's constantly running laps around you. But if you said fuck it, and got off this blog and just did whatever you actually wanted to do, to that, my friends, I say more power to you. And that's just simply because there is truly nothing more valuable than time. And I'm starting to understand that a little bit more and more. I'm starting to understand, or not even understand that, I'm starting to appreciate that more and more. I'm starting to appreciate what I want to do more with my time, instead of saying what I want to do more with my life. More like what I want to do more with my time. I feel like that's a better question to ask, because like we're so like hands-on with the time, you know what I mean? We gotta wake up at this, get to this place at this, make sure we clock in at this time, make sure we get out at this time, make sure we go to bed at this time, make sure we have to do this at this time. The world likes structure, likes control, and we decided to use time as a metric. I just had a Bell experience. Time is just used as a metric, as a means of control, but it's just an illusion, because there is no control. And like, so how do you want to spend your existence is what I should be asking you. Yeah. So that's all I have for today. Yeah, I feel good. And that's really honestly what I got for right now. I hope I didn't I hope I didn't waste your time. That's funny. Um, but no, seriously though, like, yeah, how do you want to spend your existence? I don't want to waste any more seconds of it right now, so I'm just gonna close this out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And again, I have my Medium blog. I also am uploading an album under the alias of Gray. It's coming out December 13th. It's going to be named A Love Letter to You, ARC. So excited, very excited for that project to come out. It took more time than I usually would have on any of my other projects that I did, which was like 3. So I managed to upload 4 albums this year, which is incredible. That's like 4 seasons. And I uploaded an album a season. I'm truly blessed to be able to have such work ethic, and to have like family members and friends being so patient around me, being with my solitude, and even being able to do this. And yeah, I'm very excited for the next chapter. So I hope to see you guys still stick around for that. And yeah, I love you guys. Ciao.